First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach 100% truth. Shalom to the 144,000, and to the elect, this your brother Ra'aya, back with another video. And we got Esau being, we got this double being exactly what we said he was. We got Satan being our adversary, being our enemy, showing us that he is the enemy. Hold on, this is the title of it. It says they set you up. CIA insider caught on camera admitting they can put anyone in jail by using fake social media posts to nudge people into committing crimes. Now think about this, right? Before I start the video, if they can do this just for people who actually are trying to commit crimes, and they're just getting them, they're just setting them up so that they can, persecute them or prosecute them in court, how much more would they do this to the men of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai? Right now, look at this devil, man. Look at even how he looking. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna play this video. This is a non-monetized video. I am not getting paid for this. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use.
You can kind of put anyone in jail if you know what to do.
How?
You set them up. You create the situation to where they have no choice but to act on their impulse. And once they act on that impulse, then we call that entrapment. We call it a nudge.
A nudge.
A nudge.
So I made a video before about the AI and how they're going to use AI to persecute the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? This is just another inkling of what they're going to do so, because they said they'll give it a little nudge. It's not called entrapment, but really they're going to just frame us. They're not going to even, because the men of the Lord aren't going to do any unlawful acts, you know what I mean? So it's like they're gonna make things up. So with this devious, sly, crafty, subtle way of being, just like how that serpent was in Genesis 3. That's the same thing how Esau is being right now.
Sometimes you just gotta give him a quick little, just to see what happens, right?
And how does that? And you see how he's saying you just got to give him a little, and see what happens. He had that same mentality in that garden. That same spirit and that serpent that was in the garden with Eve is the same spirit that is in Esau right now. And the way that he's even speaking about this is like, you could tell he's a snake. What happened?
You put a post out there, or you have someone fake profile say something that we know is going to trigger them, right? Like we already know your history. If we're to that point, we already know everything about it. So we're like, oh, this will piss them off. Sometimes you like to fuse and just wait for it to follow. Nothing like putting out a fake.
So look, if they do something like this, right, what is stopping them from making up things? Just like, say if they made up a video where or they sent somebody, like the brother that just was assaulted at camp, and it seems to be an Edomite pulled the strap on him and all that. Say that's one of the situations, like Esau sends someone to you, and then he knows that you're recording, and then look, it gets posted, because look, something like that before will probably get flagged by YouTube, but you notice how it's not. And then think about it like this: he even it's on WorldStar being and it's going viral right now, and it's showing, and it said that street preacher is gets harassed by a guy, and guy pulls a gun and he beats the guy up, basically, right? But it's going to paint, he can easily paint us in this light as if we're violent. You know what I mean? So you all just keep an open mind to what Esau has going on. Because when you gotta really think about it, when he doesn't flag things, he using these things for a reason. All right, but let's keep going.
If we're to that point, we already know everything about it. So we're like, oh, this will piss them off. Sometimes you like diffuse and just wait for it to follow. That's only putting out a fake social media thing to like really get people mad. Post fake news. Sometimes it's it's not fake. It's embellished a little bit.
Thanks for holding this space. And yeah, definitely retweeted. I just did. So, John, I was reading a little bit about your work, and I guess it did definitely involve rendition as well. And you're probably very familiar with Alvin Krongard, who was the executive director of the CIA while you were there. And he's also a long time.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. He was there for 30 plus years while he was at Alex Brown. So my question is this.
Right.
Between the CIA and Mossad, if you're able to answer this, who's really calling the shots? It's the CIA, is it Mossad? Because I feel the way Krongard operated, he was doing things more in favor of, well, another entity over, say, American interests. So are you able to comment between the two, who's really the shot caller, or do they just work together and actually, abide by or adhere to American interests for CIA and Israeli interests for Mossad? Thank you.
Because I'm thinking about it right now. It was on camera with the brother that got assaulted by that Edomite. Now, what if they sent that man and Jake deleted him on camera? That would have sent the world in a frenzy. It's already going viral from him just beating him up. Now, what if he did that, man? That would have just been another thing for them to be like, let's persecute them, man. But we're not ignorant to his devices. Let me grab this scripture. Hold on, y'all. So we got Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. And we're going to go, and it goes, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? Because over time, it doesn't rust right away, but over time, you'll start to see it, and you're like, oh, man. And you can't trust Esau. We already know that he's coming with some foolishness. You know what I mean? So the fact that the reason why I brought this scripture out is the fact that on World Star they're showing that the video of the Akim that got into it with the Edomite or whatever. And I'm like, why? How is it that they're not flagging this? Because YouTube would typically flag something like that. But anyway, man, I'm just kind of thinking about it. But let me move on to the next scripture. This is Revelation chapter 2 and 10, and it says, matter of fact, no, let me get this James. No. Yeah, let me get this 1 Peter 5 and 8 first. And I'm going to get it in the NLT, and it says, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. That's exactly what they're displaying right here. He just said these characteristics. He said, we place like traps out there to see who we can pounce on, basically. So y'all be aware of him. How much time I got left on this video? Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this in parts, y'all. So this is part 1, and I'll start on part 2.